Well, welcome to another installation of Intrapreneur TV. Today I'm very fortunate to be talking with Jessica Day, who is Chief Marketing Officer for Ideascale, which is a tech company based in Silicon Valley. Now, Ideascale is used globally by organizations of all sizes as an open innovation platform. And as such, it is the perfect vehicle for unleashing entrepreneurialism within organizations. So, welcome, Jessica. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for having me on, Irena.
Our pleasure. Okay, so first of all, just start off by telling us a little bit about Ideascale and your role there as Chief Marketing Officer. And if I could just ask you to speak up a little bit.
Sure. So I'm Jessica Day, and I'm actually both Chief Marketing Officer and co-founder of Ideascale. So we started the company almost 10 years ago because we saw this gap in the marketplace. We were working in market research, actually. And we kept hearing from our customers that they got all the answers to the questions that they already knew to ask, but they also wanted answers to all the questions they didn't know to ask. Basically, they wanted more visibility into their blind spots to kind of avert risk. And so we created this system where people could kind of ask what questions they should ask, and then people can answer them in real time. But it very quickly became apparent that it was actually solving this whole other problem that now innovation departments are starting to manage, which is to get ideas and connect those ideas to each other, assign resources to them, and kind of do that work that's part of this future of work where you're getting knowledge from a bunch of different places and turning them into new products or new processes. And as part of my role there, my favorite part actually is to do the research associated with what's working for our customers and then share some of that to skill up innovation practitioners who are running these programs. And can you hear me okay?
Yes, that's great. That's fine. Thank you very much. Yes, well done on that. So, I've been looking at everything through the lens of intrapreneurialism, which is about unleashing that enterprising spirit, and Ideascale is just perfect for that. Could you maybe dig a little bit deeper and take us on a bit more of an information journey about how Ideascale really does facilitate intrapreneurialism?
Yes, actually, so I was preparing for this interview and I was reading through your book, Intrapreneur, and one of the things that you talk about in there are the 7 steps to entrepreneurialism. And it's actually all of those 7 steps that our software is meant to do. So the software itself provides a community to organizations who want to pose questions to people anywhere, really. But about 70% of our customers are using it to ask their employees to solve these problems with and for them. So part of it is finding which problems to solve. And a lot of the time they're reaching out to their community of employees to even start by sourcing those problems. But then from there, how do you find your entrepreneurs, the people who are going to come with solutions to the problems that you want to solve? Well, this software, because it is a transparent, collaborative community, those entrepreneurs can post their solutions, everybody can see them, others can vote on them, comment on them, share research on them, volunteer to collaborate with that person, to become a part of a team that builds something. And that transparency is sort of what gives them permission to challenge the status quo. Because it's all happening in this very visible fashion. Everybody sees that it's okay to take that risk, and it's happening at all levels of the company. Once you know who some of those people are, you get the ability to train them, either within the system by giving them more information or offline in workshops. And the other part of it is that it creates this repeatable system. So you can create stages that your entrepreneurs move through. Maybe it's first they're just sharing ideas, but then you can have them build out a business model in the system. But then maybe later you can have them join a team to build out a prototype. And then maybe later you can have leadership score it against some of the company values. And that's actually a really important part of the process that you also pointed out too, is that you really need to quantify the value of an entrepreneur's work. Otherwise, people don't know why you're putting the effort in. And so that's one of the things that our system does too. It allows you to input what the value of an idea is, as well as potentially the costs to test and launch it. And then,
Mm.
of course, because it's all visible, you can celebrate them too, which is a really key part of the process, because that's where entrepreneurs themselves see the value of the system.
Mm. That's wonderful. That really is an end-to-end support journey for the entrepreneur. Can you give us some case studies? Any
Yeah,
specific examples? Yeah.
I'll give you my favorite one. So I think your big hardware store chain in Australia is Bunnings. Is that
Yes.
it? So ours here in the US is Home Depot.
Okay.
And so it's a very large organization. They partner with a lot of other organizations. And there was a man who was working in social media marketing. And he had this idea for a new product for Home Depot. And he ends up putting it on the system for Ideascale. And not only does the product team see it and the marketing team see it, but everybody in the company sees it, and they automatically recognize it as this really great idea because it builds on capabilities they already have. So it gets fast-tracked to the product team. He gets to help prototype, build it out. And that unit that he created, this product, which is actually kind of a fusion of, they call it the bucket mister. It's like a fan that you can bring with you to camping, things like that. It sold $5 million in units in its first year. And it did so well and created so many jobs that he got an award from the city of Anderson, South Carolina for all of the jobs that it created. So it was really a really great boon for the company, but also for him and his career. And that's sort of the story that we love to celebrate. Another example, we actually have a good percentage of our businesses in the government who is looking to collaborate with their employees. And so there was a SAVE award, the Securing American Values and Efficiency Award, and they asked every federal employee in the entire U.S., no matter where you worked or what level you were at, for ideas that would save them money. And the winning idea that was selected got to go, and they pitched their idea to Barack Obama in person. That was the award for participating. But it was really practical ideas that could save millions of dollars. One example is a woman in Wisconsin had the idea to basically digitize this Federal Register, which is like essentially a phone book for all of the federal employees, which they also had an online version of, which is the version everyone used. So they created an opt-in system. So if you wanted the printed version, you could receive it, but otherwise you use the digital version. That saves $15 million every year for the federal government. So it could be very practical ideas too.
Yeah.
And if I could just tell one other story that I really love is there are these two girls who were working at this large restaurant chain, and they noticed that there was all of this food at the end of the night that was unused, but that was thrown away, like rice that was never served to a customer. They would just, and the girls realized that this was food that could be upcycled to create, grain-based flours, to create, all sorts of baking goods. And they went to their bosses and they said, "We think you can use all of this, and in fact, we can create new products and sell it back." And the restaurant wasn't interested. So the girls decided to do it themselves. They created partnerships with all of these different restaurant chains, and they made their own brand of upcycled cookies. And now they're selling their product
That's
back to the
awesome.
company that didn't take their idea in
Oh,
the first place.
that's
So that's the risk
wonderful.
of not nurturing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. The price of not nurturing that intrapreneurial talent and that enterprising spirit, and organizations lose very talented people if they don't give them a voice and give them some opportunity to demonstrate that talent. Oh, that's a wonderful example, Jessica. Thank you. I did mean to mention right at the beginning that you're sitting in front of a rather wonderful view of San Francisco there behind you. I know that just before we started the interview, we were talking about the fact that you can just about maybe see the San Francisco Bridge, but I'm not sure that we'll be able to see it clearly enough. But anyway, so you're in a wonderful location. And just about that, so Ideascale is global, and you have a wonderful global business. Have you noticed a growing appetite for intrapreneurialism right around the world at the moment?
Definitely. It's in fact, so we're a US based business. That's where the majority of our businesses right now, but we have some very exciting international markets, Europe, Asia, and Australia principally being the ones that we're most excited about. But the other thing that's really interesting is the language is shifting. It used to be all about crowdsourcing, and then people were calling it innovation management, but the language itself is shifting to intrapreneurship, which I think is really good because it puts the human at the center of this rather than the business benefit. And I think that's part of the future of work, figuring out like how to like partner with people instead of thinking of it in these like lifelong careers. What problems can we solve?
Absolutely. Yeah, I love the way you've put that because, as I always say, it's people who implement ideas. It's people who drive innovation. So, you know, it's time we started putting that the human being at the center of this whole conversation instead of just innovation being something that's written into strategy. It's how do we empower people to bring it all to life, and that's what intrapreneurialism is about. Did you have anything else that you'd like to add as we start wrapping up the conversation, Jessica?
Well, two things. Okay. One that I got a lot from reading your book is that I think a big part of this movement is about optimism and positivity. And I'm seeing in the most successful of our customers this really great resilience and the ability to look forward and be excited about change. And I hope that that's what people embrace as they embrace this movement. The other thing that's a little bit more practical and perhaps mercenary is we've done this analysis of all of our customers who are tracking idea value in their systems, who are reporting either revenue growth or cost savings. And we looked at all of the people in their community, and we came up with an average value per member in those communities. And we found out that every single person in that community has about $1,200 in untapped ideas.
Wow.
Very quickly to value. If that's over 1,000 people, that's over $1 million that you can earn or save. So start listening to your employees. They have great ideas and they want to share them.
Absolutely. It's one of those things that drives me nuts when I think about all of that underutilized talent that could be translated into value for not just the organization, but then by extension society, communities, the world. So Absolutely. It's really interesting that Ideascale's actually been able to quantify that. Very good. Excellent. Jessica, thank you so much for your time today. It's been wonderful talking with you. Now you're going to be coming across to the Australian Intrapreneurs Summit next year as well, the 2020 version in Brisbane. So we will look forward to connecting in person there. Thank you for your time today.
I'm looking forward to it very much. It was like 2019 was a mind-blowing experience. I can't wait to see what happens in 2020.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye for now.
Thank you.